mean, everybody loves car shows. And, you know, Paul is sort of the backbone with the revival of car shows. And, hey, you know, remember the days when we used to have drive-ins? You guys ever been to a drive-in?
Oh, yeah. I used to love the drive-in movies.
Oh, we used to sneak in the back, you know, go into the trunk and go in. Well, not always, but, you know.
Yeah, always.
Why did they stop those? I mean, how come they don't have drive-in movies anymore?
Well, technology changed, and everybody wanted to see their big screen TVs, I guess.
They do have, in Riverside, they still
Some
have
are
one
still
that's
around.
open.
Do they?
And now instead of putting the can on the window, you know, the speaker, you just turn your radio station in your car to whatever frequency it's
That's
supposed to
right.
be, and it broadcasts out in your car stereo.
I brought my coupe to a drive-in on a warm summer night, intending to go to the drive-in, and I got there and I looked for the speakers and I couldn't find one. Well, I didn't have a radio in my car. It's a 1932. So I had to leave. I had to get a refund.
Damn.
I went back there next time with the radio, though, so eventually I got to come to the 21st century. But, yeah, it's changed a lot. I mean, now you turn on the radio and it's not the same.
Yeah, you know, the nostalgia part of it. Most of my drive-in experiences were high school. We used to go to the Rubidoux Drive-In, which they had God, I want to say it was like $3 a carload. It was something ridiculous. We piled as many of us into my buddy's van as we could and as much beer as we could. I have no idea what movies we saw, but we had fun.
He was in the back. That's because he was in the back seat.
We had fun.
Yeah, he had fun.
We had a lot of fun. I remember very little of it other than the fact that it was fun.
Yeah.
I remember one time I fell asleep at a drive-in with my girlfriend then, and we woke up, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and no one was there. It was just the lights illuminated in the lot there, and
Had the whole place to yourself?
we had the whole place to ourselves.
What'd you do?
I guess they just packed up and left us there. So
Well, once you had the place all to yourself, what'd you guys do?
we knew we were in trouble. I had to get her home for one, and two, we were hoping that they didn't lock the front gates, but they didn't. So we were really lucky, and we got out.
So you're the one they wrote that song about. Wake up, a little Susie, wake up.
Did they used to call you Susie?
No, they never called me Susie or Sue.
Boy named Sue.
No.
The original boy named Sue over.
Oh, the drive-in movies was great because you could make out all night with your
the
sweetheart, and then you'd go home and your parents would ask you, what movie did you see? And you'd tell them and they'd ask you, what was it about? And then you were really in trouble because you'd have to make up a story about what the movie was actually.
And hope your parents never went and saw it and found out that your plot had nothing to do with what the original movie was.
Even if I didn't know what the movie's about, I just tell them about the hot dog and popcorn commercials, and I got away with it.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
The old classic, commercials that they used to have back then. Well, those were the days.
My parents knew better than to ask me much of anything because they knew they didn't want to hear it.
I mean, where do kids go to make out these days? They don't have the movies anymore. I guess you could.
They have rave parties now.
Rave parties?
That's it. They get the little reflecting glow things.
Well, you know what's really a different world now than when we were growing up is that when we were growing up in the typical household, Dad worked and Mom stayed home. But nowadays, with both parents working, kids got the house to themselves. Where do they make out, Mom and Dad? Probably in the master bedroom on your king size bed.
There you go.
This is the only show you'll ever see where we have an audience that is a cricket.
Yeah,
We're still trying to find that cricket.
that should be coming through on the audio really well. You know, I could have brought a can of Raid.
No, I love
Julie would
crickets.
have killed me though because
Crickets are the coolest. I mean,
It's possible that they're also edible.
I
think they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people eat crickets.
And they might even be good for you.
You know, high in protein.
So the first chance I find that cricket,
You're eating them.
I'm going to eat them.
Yeah.
Or her.
Yeah, unless you're in the mood for chicken.
Her would be better actually.
Okay.
You know, you put anything in a deep fryer and it's usually pretty good when it comes out.
Yeah. Little olive
Don't leave it in
oil,
there too long.
little butter, garlic.
Yeah. Spiced it up just right. You can eat anything.
Yeah.
So what about, so you've been to car shows then, right?
I've been to car shows, sure.
Have you been to some car shows?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love, a friend of mine works for Edelbrock and also Mother's Car Polish. So I used to get to go to all those car shows, and that's where I learned to really appreciate the vintage cars, the newer cars. Paint is really important, how to keep your paint perfect and chrome, and you know, the black cars are beautiful, but every little scratch shows up on black, and red oxidizes, and so yeah, I learned a lot about cars at car shows.
So, and you do have this knowledge of Edelbrock. Where's a good place for people to buy Edelbrock parts? Is that edelbrock.com?
Yeah, you could go on their website. They're located in Torrance, California. You can call and order directly through Edelbrock.
Or get a quote.
There you go.
Right. It'll take care of you in a heartbeat. Hey, what about the water situation we have these days? You know, in the old days, we used to have to go to the faucet and get your glass of water.
Hey, you could actually drink the stuff that came out of the faucet without growing, you know, alien horns or something. I don't know what's in the water nowadays.
I mean, nowadays you look in the cup and you sometimes you see that stuff floating in there. What is that?
Yeah. Well,
that's, you know.
Do we want to talk about that?
Sewer water.
Is it recycled?
It is.
We're drinking recycled water.
Sewage water.
Well, you know, at this point, the Earth being the age that it is, I would say all water is probably recycled. You know?
Well, with the drought and everything like that, I mean...
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, well, are you thirsty? You want some water?
I'd love one.
Well, that's $2.
I can't even
You see
afford
how
to drink
things have
water
changed?
anymore. I
$2.
had to give up drinking alcohol because I couldn't afford that. Now I can't even afford to drink water.
You go to a machine, you're going to pay $1.50 for a bottle of water today.
Well, what cracks me up, it says Arrowhead. Now, who really sat there at the Arrowhead Lake with little plastic bottles and sat there and filling these up with actual
I
Arrowhead
did
water?
that.
Do we know that's for sure?
Well, I've been
Yeah.
unemployed for a while, so any job sounded good, so I said, sure, I'll fill the bottles.
So how does it taste?
Let me check here.
I don't know how it tastes, but it looks good going down.
It's delicious.
It did. It looked great.
It
Can you do that again?
And yeah, you can pour it on you, and it's very refreshing.
Especially if you have just a t-shirt on and you're female.
So,
is
now
this,
we're buying water. We never have, and you have to pay a fee on top of that for a refund, right?
Oh, you go into a vending machine, this is what, 99 cents, it's $1, and for that much water. That's more expensive than gasoline.
Absolutely.
By the gallon, you end up paying more for purified water than a gallon of gasoline.
And you need it to live. I mean, you have to have water or you will die.
And I think you're only
Take a
supposed
chance
to
at
keep it
drinking
for
tap
like,
water.
you're only supposed to keep it for like 6 months, and then you're supposed to, you know, canned goods and blah, blah, blah. So if you're stockpiling for Armageddon, you know, you can stockpile, and then 6 months later, what you've got in your stockpile is supposedly not good anymore. You got to throw it out. And
So water's usually good for what, a year when they bottle it or something?
I thought they said 6 months on everything.
6 months?
Canned goods.
Do they have
bottled water,
an expiration date on these things or what?
I don't know.
I wouldn't even give my dogs tap water. I give them bottled water.
Do you?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I understand you're supposed to have fluoride in the water. I mean, do these things have fluoride even in
No,
them?
I don't think of bottled water. There's some municipalities who fluoridate their water.
So you have to get your
balance.
balance of fluoride, and you may or may not get it in here, but I understand some bottle products advertise the fact that they have
That they're fluoridated?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, fluoride is, if I remember correctly, is classified under acids.
When you have water delivered to your home in those big bottles, you can get it with fluoride.
Yeah, you can order it like sparklets, you can fluoridate it or not.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what the long-term effect of that is.
You guys are getting me thirsty.
I have
Yeah,
my
well, this
toothpaste
show-
is fluoridated, so.
And the names they come up with the bottled waters, like the Alpine and Arrowhead, they try to make it sound so pure, you know?
Yeah.
I heard of some companies actually got in trouble because they were actually filling their bottles from faucets.
Well, you know, if you go to the grocery store and they have the Sparklets machine or the Arrowhead machine out front, look behind it. It has a water line that goes right under the city's water, and all it does is put that through some filters. You can buy a filter and put it on your tap water at home and you get the same thing.
They're probably using a reverse osmosis system.
Could be.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it flows through. Reverse osmosis actually, you know, sending it through a semi-permeable membrane, and that takes a while. I think this is just a direct. I don't think the machine has a process that takes, you know, a day to go. I think it just goes in there, goes through like, I think they're old Marlboro cigarette filters is what
But
they are. They're
everybody's
just all
getting
lined
into
up.
it. Everybody's coming up with their own brand. Maybe we should make our own brand and what do you say? Just create our own water company.
So.
Mike's Water.
No.
I mean, what about when you go into a restaurant and you order water? You're getting tap water.
Yeah, sure.
With a little squeeze of
For
lemon.
now, that's going to change. Pretty soon they're going to put it on your bill and you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, I remember years ago when there was a drought, you had to pay for water. Remember that?
Here's the other thing that a lot of people don't consider too. Okay, you go get a bottle of water and you want it chilled, so you put some ice in the glass and pour the bottle of water over there. You probably made your ice with tap water.
There you go.
And ice melts and it becomes water again. So you're drinking tap water again.
Or when you get your iced tea or coffee, it's made with tap water in restaurants.
Sure.
I was a waitress, I know. I used to make those drinks.
So what about Starbucks? Do they use this kind of water for their, do they use faucet water or do they use,
I'm afraid they do.
or do they use purified water? You gotta wonder, how are they making their coffees, you know?
Well,
Well, they may have some restaurants may have a filtering system on their tap water, which takes out. It doesn't filter out bacteria really, but it does take out solid particles, metals, minerals, and so on, which is what you're supposed to end up with here. So.
Well, with Starbucks prices, they should have purified water.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
I make better coffee than you, Starbucks. I don't like your coffee.
I had a Starbucks Frappuccino on my way here today, and it was delish.
Yeah, well.
But Starbucks is the devil. Okay, they are the devil because you're getting sugar, caffeine, and who knows what kind of water is in the drink. But
That's a couple of my favorite things you just mentioned, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Sugar and caffeine.
heartboken.
Both of which are contained in chocolate, which is another one of my favorite things.
Yummy.
Sugar and caffeine.
You know, I'm going to find that cricket pretty soon.
You know what's funny about a cricket is you really can't figure out which direction it's coming from. What is it
It's
about
coming
it?
from everywhere.
Yeah, and it's just one little thing about that big somewhere, but I can't tell if it's on that side, in the middle.
He's in the studio somewhere and we can't find him.
It's on that wall.
Unless it's a family
It's not
event.
on this side
you know?
of the room. It's on that side, but I can't tell if it's left or right or center.
It's a happy cricket because she's rubbing her legs together really fast, and that's how they make that sound.
Yeah.
And I just think that's fascinating.
Have you ever made that sound?
I had so much to add to that I couldn't.
I rubbed my legs and tried to make that sound.
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Have you
Rub
ever
it
tried
fast
that?
enough, they catch fire, don't they?
Yeah, once or twice. But we're going to be right back, and Julie's going to talk to you about makeup.
Yeah, makeup.
We'll see you in a few
Absolutely.
seconds. So thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
Hi, welcome back. Now we're going to discuss makeup, and I'm going to give you ladies some tips on what I've learned over the years with my entertainment and working for Playboy, and different makeup tips that have worked really well for me over the years. What I have found to be the best makeup ever, and it's very reasonably priced, is MAC. MAC is the best makeup. It goes on really smooth, and you want to find a really good foundation that gives you really good coverage. And the best way to apply the foundation is with a sponge, and you want to use the concealer first, and you put the lighter concealer underneath the eyes, blend it in with your finger or a sponge, and that'll get rid of the dark spots underneath, the dark circles under your eyes and any blemish that you might have. Then you use the foundation with a sponge, and you just blend it all over your face with a sponge. Once you get your foundation in, look at one of those big defying magnified mirrors up close. That way you can make sure it's blended in really well. Blending is the key. Once you get your foundation on, you're going to get a good brush, and you're going to use blush. Now, you want to use a blush that goes really good with your skin tone. This is a pink. Then you have the highlighter that goes directly above the cheekbone, and you want to apply it from the inner cheek to the outer part of your face. Okay, and that'll enhance your cheekbones. Once you get your foundation and your blush on, you go to the eyes. And what you want to do is you want to put a lighter color on your lid, put a darker color in the crease, and then what I like to do is take this eyeliner and I like to go just along the outer edge of my eyes and the lower part. And then I have a secret. I use eyelashes, and I get them very light, and I glue them on very carefully. And then once those are on, I do the lips. And I like to use a darker lip liner, and you want to just draw on the outside of your lips, like so. And for the ladies who have thinner lips, this makes you have a fuller mouth, and it's very sexy. And after you line the outside of your lips, you take a lighter color lip gloss and you put it in the center for that pouty look. And you're done. So any woman can look beautiful within 5 to 10 minutes. It just takes a little effort. Now, sometimes what I like to do in the winter or summertime is I use a bronzer. And a bronzer is great because if you want to wear a mini skirt or something, you can just take the bronzer, put a little on your chest, your neck, and your legs. Make it look like you have a tan, and it makes your legs look thinner, and it defines your muscle tone. And it's just a little secret. Body makeup is very important. People don't realize that women wear makeup on their bodies as well as their faces. And those are the secrets, the tricks of the trade. Thanks for letting me share.